guys, Justin with Ready Business Systems. I just wanted to share a story about persistence. So persistence pays is definitely true in life, and I've definitely learned that for myself throughout the years. So I got pretty frustrated the other week because I had 4 separate people who told me they were going to call me back, and none of them did. This is regarding all separate walks of life, different issues. And I was like, man, people are so unreliable, because I always call people back. I always get back to emails. I'm very reliable. But unfortunately, there's a lot of unreliable people in the world that you really have to chase down to get what you want. So a couple examples. I had someone that I was dealing with that owed us a large sum of money for some landscaping work. And it ended up getting handed over to me because it ended up being kind of like a collections issue for a commercial property. And if we send them to collections, we take a 50% cut. So I decided to call them directly. So I was very frustrated with the situation. So I started calling them in the morning, and I would ask if the check had been cut, and then they would have some level of excuse. And then I would call them in the evening to follow up on what they did. I would then call them the next morning, very politely, and just reminded them, just wondering what was happening, if they had talked to the person they needed to talk to get the check cut. And then they would say, oh, I haven't seen them, yada yada, I'm going to see them this afternoon. I'd follow up with her again in the afternoon. So the squeaky wheel gets the grease is another expression. And in that matter, I got it resolved in a week that my office lady was fighting with them for weeks over. But that's one example of persistence. Another example of persistence was during this coronavirus episode, mortgage rates were really low. I was trying to get a new mortgage, finance a new property, and it's at a bank that I frequent. And I had started the loan application. I had sat down with the guy, put it through, and I didn't hear back from him. I called him. From his office line, I shot him an email. I'd follow up with a call. I'd shoot him a text on his cell phone. Didn't hear back. I would then show up because I had to go to the bank anyway, and I just kind of knock on the door, sit down, face to face with the guy. And this went on for a few days. I probably should have just gone to a different loan person at that point, but I just really wanted to get this done. I wasn't necessarily closing with him, but I wanted to get the pre-approval letter signed up to get the mortgage process started so I could start house shopping. So push come to shove, I show up for the 3rd day in a row, sit down, and again, very polite, very direct, just following up on what he said he was going to do, because this guy always made false short came on his promises all the time. Eventually said, you know what, I'm glad to see you. I should have forwarded this email you sent me to them a couple days ago. I really can avoid you when you sit down in front of me. I'm actually glad you did. So there's ways to make people prioritize things. My loan application is a little bit more complicated because of all the different businesses I have going on, and obviously he put that at the bottom of the pile because he couldn't just push it through. It wasn't a refinance or a simple W-2 income. And by sitting down in front of him, like he put it himself, he couldn't avoid it. He had to get it done, and I got it done right away. So don't give up. Not everyone in life is going to be as reliable as you are. Do everything as they say they're going to do, but persistence definitely pays. Make people commit to something and then follow up with them on that. It's kind of like how you manage your employees. So just something I thought's been on my mind. I'm sure a lot of you are already aware of this, but just to reiterate and reinforce how powerful persistence is in life and in business to get things done. So keep that in mind. Check out the website, readybusinesssystems.com, and I'll catch you guys next time.